And I'm not going to let you know when I start the timer. Let's just talk for...
Wow, that's really rude of you, Eric.
Yeah, sorry.
Did you even watch my Seinfeld video that I sent you?
No.
The video
I
where...
still haven't watched it.
Did you see it, though?
I see it. It's Jerry doing his... Oh, my hands are big and fisted. Oh, what about that? I'm sorry. I don't know what that even was.
Except, here's the thing, though. Can you imagine? I'm going to paint the scene for you. So, I am sleeping, right? And then I wake up at 5 in the morning, bolt awake. Like, I don't know why, but I'm just freaking up. I'm up. And in my mind, I'm like, wow, I guess I'm going to enjoy my morning and it's going to be great. And then all of a sudden, this song begins to play in my head and does not leave my mind forever. Like, literally, it's still playing in my head. And it's the song Numb, but with the Seinfeld, like, like, guitar. And I hate everything about it. It's awful.
I don't even understand. All right, how about I do it like this? I'm going to play it.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, what?
It's awful, right?
What the hell is this? I'm like... Okay, no, I have to play it all the way through now because I have to put it in the recording.
I want death.
I'm not okay with this. This is not okay.
So boys and girls, this is what karma feels like. You just suffer, and that's it.
Oh, yeah, can't have that. 55 seconds. Okay. I don't know how I'm gonna time that correctly, but like, I have it at 55 seconds when I paused it, and that'll be enough for me to figure out what's going on in the recording. What in the world is that about? I hate that it works.
I don't know.
It hurts my soul.
I don't know.
Actually, though.
It's awful.
That's something else. Well, that's a hell of a way to pop into our podcast. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to have the intro music. It's just going to be that playing. So I guess we'll go from there. Hello. My name is Eric Freedy Free.
And I'm Randy.
And you are listening to the 6th episode of Podcast Pending, back from its long and unwavering hiatus. Well, it wavered now because we're actually doing it, I guess. But it's back because it's about freaking time, and things are more in control than they were like a few months ago. Oh,
we're back,
yeah.
Benches. We're doing things.
Well, yeah. I've had so much happen. Like when we had the ending segments of our shows where we'd be like, what happened to you last week? I'm like, ooh, so much has happened. Like you wonder like why I wasn't able to actually go through with making any more of these for a little bit. But the whole reason why was because things were crazy. And things are now a little bit less crazy. But like, yeah, we're better now. Yay.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I like graduated from college.
Yeah.
That was scary.
One of like our last videos had like pictures of the Christmas tree back at your old dorm, and
oh my god.
I actually, when I looked at that video thumbnail, like I saw that picture and I'm like, that's actually kind of sad. Like that's the end of the legacy, man. It's all done.
The leg assault?
Like what? No, you ain't assaulting
I heard
no
leg
legs.
assault because you glitched.
Leg assault? Okay.
It's a leg, and you put salt on it, and you lick the salt, and then you cry. Because you're a slug, and now you're dead.
That no sound good. I did realize.
That's the new script that I'm writing for M. Night Shyamalan. The twist is that you're a slug.
That's not okay. Let's have a story about literally the slowest creature on Earth, and try to make it interesting for people. Has there been a movie about a slug? Like, specifically where the slug is the main character?
I don't think so.
Like, I'm not asking
there's
anyone
one about
to make
a killer tire.
I think about, like, B-movie and how...
Oh, my God.
It happened, and then people hated it, and then people forgot about it, and then it came back as a meme, and people hate it even more, but now they're all united in hating it. And I'm
it's
still like
meme hating.
Jerry Seinfeld, what you doing, man? What you doing? You can't be doing this.
I don't know
Come
what
on.
impression you're doing, but it's scaring me.
It's a combination of just stuff that I've developed since I've moved in with these roommates. Have I talked to you about that much?
Or replay.
That I'm now
No.
living with 3 of the bestest buddy friendos that I've ever lived, and now we're all roommates, and it's amazing because we found decently priced rent in Glendale, and it's just, oh my god, everything's amazing right now. Well, I mean,
That is a
relatively
mood.
speaking, it's still, there's a lot of money that could be in better places, and it just isn't quite there, if you know what I mean. Okay.
I mean, you are an actor, so...
Yeah, actor life feels bad. What are you gonna do? But you wanted to introduce something about the podcast in general. Yeah?
Yes. So, okay. When we last did our podcast, we were talking about current events, and current events recently kind of suck. Like, really a lot. And so, because I'm like, man, maybe we should introduce more good stuff in the world instead of sadness, I was like, why don't we just change the direction of the pod and make it about happy things?
Oh,
And just kind of have a breath of fresh air away from the awfulness.
I'm looking at some of the stuff that we put down as like our previous topics that we've talked about. The Falcon Heavy was in the last episode. Like that was like one of the, that's like, I don't want to say equivalent to like sending a probe into space for the first time, but that was one of those like everyone was kind of looking at that like, oh my gosh, it's happening. Feels good. That was like, since then, not a whole lot has really like happened except for like, you know, the World Cup is happening right now and people are pretty hyped about that. I just saw a tweet recently about how it's really stupid hot right now in the UK and they don't have air conditioning or hardly even fans because it never happens. But it's like drought with 2 weeks with no rain and then another week with no rain coming up. And I'm like, oh, dang, feels bad. And basically the thing is people are saying, wow, why are you complaining? I live in a desert and it's hot. And I'm like, I mean, it is hot in California. But they're like, that's not the point. We've never dealt with this before. No one's prepared. No one knows what's going on. And like water preservation? No, what's it called? Where you like, you know what I'm trying to say. Preservation.
Yeah.
But no one knows how to regulate their water usage. Yeah, preserving water. That's what it is. No one really knows how to do it because no one's really ever had to. But now that it's a water problem, they're like, this is not okay. Please help. So I'm curious to see what happens from that. And hopefully no big fires start up. Because I think I saw something in the news about a big UK fire a while ago. And I wonder if that's still a problem.
Oh, yeah, their moors are on fire right now. Like, the UK is just suffering a lot.
I'm the sad for that. But let's see. We talked about spoons, prisons in America,
Spoons.
marijuana legalization, which is now, is it medically or completely legal in Canada now? Because that just happened.
Yeah.
Like Canada straight up
Yep.
legalized recreational marijuana, I think. And I'm like, oh, dang. A bunch of drug cartels just like, oh, dang, what we do now. You know, it's one of those like, now that it's totally legal, that whole source of income is just gone for, you know, with you had prohibition and, you know, you had gangs and stuff that were dealing with selling booze back in the day. And when you make it legal, they just like disappear immediately because there's no form of income anymore. So that's kind of cool. And then net neutrality, that's not okay right now. But yeah, let's we'll stick with the more happier, good timey topics for right now because we all know the world needs a little bit of
happiness.
goodness and stuff. Because everyone gets enough badness from everywhere.
Got a pocket full of sunshine. We gotta love, and I'll make it all mine. Yeah?
No.
Oh, whoa. I don't know how this song goes.
Black hole sun, won't you come? Wash away the rain. Oh, sorry.
Wait. I can do the Clint Eastwood, Gorillas song.
Is it like Barbara
I'm
Streisand,
happy.
but with Clint Eastwood?
No. Well, I mean, they call it Clint Eastwood, but Clint Eastwood literally has nothing to do with it except for, like, the actual meaning of the song, which I could not be pressed to remember.
So it's not like Barbara Streisand.
Yeah, no, it's not that.
That was a fun song. You ever think about,
What a
like,
banger.
songs nowadays? Like, I was listening to songs that, you know, all of my roommates are my age, and I was listening to a song, or like someone at some point was thinking of a song, and then they started humming it, and then we were all reminded of it, and I was thinking to myself, like, music that I'd listened to, like, when I went from my freshman year of college, when I traveled up to SDSU to go see Justin, which is, like, a little bit less than an hour away from my town, from my college. I'd go up to visit and hang out and party and stuff, and the music that I listened to, it's so just early 2010s, so fun, simple but fun and happy. And I feel like music nowadays is super, like, oof, there's some dark, it's just dark right now. Like, EDM is dark right now. It's very dubsteppy. There's not much happy step going on, at least as far as I can tell. Then you have the popular music that's going on, except for maybe The Middle, but that's a compromise song? I don't know. Shoot, I can't think of some of the other songs right now, but what do you
And
listen
then
to any
there's
popular
me
music?
over here being like, I'm gonna listen to Sir Sly and the new Gorillaz music, and then I'm also gonna listen to Blackpink, which is a Korean group, and honestly, they're all beautiful and I love them.
You're a K-pop person too? Blake would like you.
No, but like, what? What?
Sorry, drink water. Blake, one of my...
No, but what did you say? Oh,
Blake, one of my roommates.
I thought it was gonna be a joke where you just wouldn't tell me who it was.
No, I'm not. Blake, one of my roommates, really enjoys K-pop, K-pop, and
you should ask them. Blake is boy,
girl.
Okay.
Yeah, Blake's a girl.
You should ask Blake if she has watched Strong Girl Bong Song on Netflix. Also, you should watch Strong Girl Bong Song on Netflix because beautiful. Quality content.
Okay.
It's
you already
a
want me to
K-drama.
watch Hemlock Grove.
It's a K-drama. Okay, so you're going to watch an episode of Hemlock Grove, and then you're going to watch 2 episodes of Bong Song. That way you're not going to be as depressed, because Hemlock Grove is a very depressing show. But Strong Girl Bong Song is quality K-drama material. I mean, it's cheesy as heck, but it's great.
Is a series that started in 2017 with Park Bo-young in the title role as a woman with superhuman strength, with Park Hyung-sik and Ji-soo, and highest rated Korean dramas in cable television history.
It's literally so much fun.
I will be honest, I do love Japanese, but the Korean text, I just like that it includes circles. I like Korean text is so, it's a very happy medium between Chinese and Japanese, where Chinese is extremely...
And see, here I thought you were going for something like really in-depth, like, yeah, the Korean culture is just such a blah blah blah, and then no, I just like that they have circles in their characters.
I do. I like the circles. Like, Japanese doesn't use circles. It's all straight lines and like a few loops. I don't know. But Chinese is super just intricate. But like Korean is just like, yeah, let's chill out. We'll be the chill, hip and happening Eastern Asian culture with our language, and they're also extremely Western modernized, which like I'm a fan of just because I can relate to it. But I do still love me some Japan. I wish I could just I wonder how similar Korean and Japanese are, actually. Like, if it's one of those languages where it's just like you can kind of understand each other, or if it's still super different, you won't be able to do it.
Okay, so if you listen to any K-drama, you're gonna know initially that they aren't that similar, like, at all, pretty much. Like, for Korean, like you said, their circles have a lot of, like, O shapes.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the way that they speak is very kind of O-y. Like, you have a chinchilla in the back of your mouth.
What?
That didn't make any sense.
That doesn't.
When you're saying dad and mom, it's oppa and oma. And it's very like, oh, wah, wah, wah. Kind of like you have a chinchilla in the back of your mouth. I don't know how else to describe it.
That is one.
Why do you want a chinchilla back there?
Yeah,
Nobody else is happy. The chinchilla's not happy. You're not happy. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. Go watch Strong Girl Long Song.
Yes.
It's great.
All right. Great. I mean, that's the cool thing is, like, I've listened to enough, Japanese, Korean culture that, like, I can tell the difference between Japanese, Korean, Chinese. I mean, I don't really know the difference between Mandarin or Cantonese, except for that one of them is very, like, sing-songy. And then Vietnamese is a whole another thing that I can recognize. But, yeah, that's languages I had, especially when they're not, like, based on Roman text and stuff. It's hard.
What a mood. What a frickin' mood.
The biggest of them. Moods, that is.
I'm not saying it.
I didn't say anything.
No, but I had a meme, and I'm not gonna say it.
No. Not the meme. What? Hey, let's do the thing that you wanted to do.
Yeah, okay, so since we're doing happy things in our podcast now, this episode is dedicated to movies that make us happy.
Hooray.
We're gonna share 3 movies that we kind of go to when we're feeling bummed out and kind of explain why we pick those movies. But, as a fun little twist, at the very beginning, we're gonna try and guess what the movie is going to be for each person. So do we want to do it in a situation where it's like, I'm going to guess what your thing is, and then you're going to tell me what it actually is, and then you're going to guess what mine is, and then I'm going to tell you what it actually is, and then go from there? Or do you want to do, like, 3 guesses up front?
Well, okay. I think I might have a hard time with this, because the movies that I kind of picked were more like, kind of sort of the favorites. Not favorites? Well, maybe favorites, but, like, movies that I would watch just because I enjoy watching the movie. Whereas you think that you would rather pick these movies as, like, something that make you feel good? I mean...
It's however you took the question. Like, a
right.
lot of these are kind of ones that I just turn to if I'm like, man, I really want to watch a good movie. And I'm like, oh, look at that movie.
Okay.
Look at it go.
Here's the first thing. Can we do a free one for both of us? Although... fudge.
A free one?
Fudge. I've already messed up.
What is it?
Okay.
What?
Let's do one verse one, like, or what? I do one, you do one, and then we go to, like, 3. Yeah?
For the guessing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what do you think one of mine is?
I'm going to... shiz. Oh, shoot. I forgot about this one. Lilo and Stitch.
Oh, no. Actually, it's not on my list.
Whoa. Well, should it be on your list now that I've said it?
See, yes, but no.
Okay.
I don't think I'd want to go to Lilo and Stitch. Like, I love Lilo and Stitch, and I love the movie very much. But it's kind of one of those movies where it's like, I have to be in the right mood for it, otherwise I'm not going to enjoy it, because it's like a kid's movie. And recently, I haven't been as into kids' movies. Lay gasp. But, yeah, no. Lilo and Stitch, I think, is going to be like, it's a favorite movie of mine, but it's like a situational favorite.
Okay. I get that.
Okay, I'm gonna guess the obvious one that should be for both of us.
I literally put it down because I already know what you're gonna say. I literally put it down, but it's not like I have multiple movies here, and I wasn't going to pick this one as one I would talk about today, but I definitely know which one you're gonna say because that's when I was like, let's do a free space like in bingo for both of us. But
honestly,
go for it.
Like Twister.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Do you have that?
I have it on my list, but I wasn't going to talk about it because I knew it would
same.
be on your list.
Yeah, no, I didn't really want to talk about it either because I like it and I enjoy watching it, but I don't think I enjoy watching it as a movie. Like if I would have seen that, like it came out today and I would have watched it, it would have been like, oh, another movie. But because it was a movie that I grew up with and watched multiple times, you know, it's just it's one of those extreme biased movies that you can never really not be biased about because childhood and nostalgia is crazy.
Funny story about that. Actually, I have two sidebars, and I'm gonna make them quick.
Oh boy.
But so sidebar one, which is the really fast one, is I'm planning on writing a script in defense of Twister, and I'm gonna make like a video essay and like post it on my YouTube channel and be like, hey guys, for all of you people, all you folks who said that Twister's not a good movie, here's them facts. And so, yeah.
Right. Well,
okay,
you know,
and so
like,
wait, sidebar two.
Okay.
I was recently having nostalgia with the parents because we went out for dinner for my birthday one time, and we were talking about Tornado Tuesday. You remember?
Yeah.
So during Tornado Tuesday, you were at baseball, I was at baseball, and my mom was at baseball, and I was abandoned for 30 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
Like, little 6-year-old me, and, like, just, you know, whatever. And, like, during this span where there's, like, over 100 tornadoes that touched down. I think it's, like, 140 that touched down in 24 hours, breaking all records.
Yes.
But we were thinking of all of the Twisters, like, moments that we went through over the summer, and we remembered this one where I was at a ballet recital, and it basically got canceled because of all the Twisters, and my mom, when she finally got on a phone, since this is back in the 90s when phones aren't readily available, she, you know, she gets on the phone, she's like, where are you, to my dad, and he's like, oh, yeah, a couple of our relatives came over, and we're all just watching Twister in the basement during a tornado warning.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, isn't that a family mood?
Sounds like a family Midwestern South Dakotan family.
Oh no,
thingamajig.
it's like just to our family. Like nobody watches Twister. Everyone I've talked to freaking hates the movie, and I don't get why.
Yeah, that's what I'm confused about is why people hate it. Like I think it's one of those like people against nature movies. Except you do have they're not really bad guys, but they're kind of like this.
It's like antagonists.
They're not like
the
annoying
main antagonist.
They're all good people. They're just following a dude that's kind of a dick, but he's never like actively trying to hurt the other team. But he just like steals their information at some point, or you know takes inspiration, or kind of finds ways to get that information, and you know underhandedly, and then tries to pull it off as his own creation. Which I thought was a cool thing, but really...
Exactly, yeah.
One thing I would argue is there's not much you can do in that sort of a story just because there's not much there, you know? Like how...
Except.
Okay.
So let me give you a taste of my thesis, and then we should probably move on.
Okay, yeah.
But, so my main idea for the like script that I'm going to present is that the story of Twister is basically a look at mortality through the lens of man's hubris and how we go in the face of like God or like the entity that rules over the universe, or like, you know, the force of nature that is constantly pushing back on humanity, and how it's like this really big allegory for that. And it's like just kind of talking about the moments of like how true humanity brings forth the relationship of Joe and Bill, and like makes it this super intense moment of reflection for the way that we represent ourselves as humans.
All right.
Yeet. So.
Yeet. Although I think one thing that is interesting is Twister was a movie that it was a movie specific for its time that I don't think you'd be able to make a movie like Twister today, because today technology and science and where we are with satellites and mobile phones and smartphones and stuff just makes the whole premise of Twister just kind of mundane. Like it all just like problems that you had because of where we were in technology and society at that time. Well, not society, but technology back then made the challenges seem difficult or complicated, or you had to work hard for them. That's not really it doesn't really seem to be the case anymore, which I think is really interesting. Like when they pull out, they have a guy traveling with them that pulls out the maps to direct them where to go. his entire
All the
character.
maps.
His entire character and what made him such a good character, like things about him are just, they're gone. It seems
Bob's
ridiculous
Road.
anymore. And that's so, like, it's kind of sad that there isn't like the map guy. Like, everyone's the map guy because the map guy is the phone, and like everything is a part of the phone now, and everything's simple and easy, and it makes storytelling more hard because now that you have this all powerful single device that does everything, everything seems simple and easy. And how do you solve this problem? Look it up on your phone. It's kind of, it's an interesting time we're in right now, and we'll going forward, which I think seeing Twister in today's eyes, this isn't even a movie we were supposed to talk about, but seeing Twister in today's eyes, it's really interesting to see where technology has gone and how that affects storytelling in today's world. So yeah, that's
So Eric,
something to add into your video. What?
Eric, guess another movie from my list.
Okay, I thought this section would take way less time.
Well, we talked about Twister.
That's
so.
true. Okay. Another movie that you like okay, explain what you think of when you think of this topic. Why are you picking a movie? Like, because it makes you feel good.
A movie I go to and a movie that'll make me feel happy.
Okay.
Like, pretty much any time. Like, I can go and to the, like, DVD wall or whatever, and I'll be like, no matter what, I could always watch this movie, and it will always make me happy.
I want to guess something, but I already have it on my list, so I'm going to avoid it.
Okay.
I'm going to guess, what's a movie that you enjoyed? Shoot, this is actually kind of hard. Because I don't know what movies you've watched recently.
Okay.
You've only ever watched TV shows.
I'm going to give you a hint.
Go for it.
So, remember back in the olden days?
Yeah.
Way olden days. When we had our little DVD players on the backs of the car seats,
Yeah.
What movies would I always bring with? There's one, and it's gonna be a movie that you're not gonna expect for, like, bringing me happiness.
Anastasia.
No! Though that one probably should be on my list.
Man, seriously, I'm picking all the things that should be on your list.
I mean, Anastasia is no longer on my list because I saw the musical, if I'm gonna be completely honest.
Do you think the musical's better than the movie?
It is much better.
Alright, I'm good with that. That's cool.
So.
Movies really, okay, imagine the movie was as long as the musical and had as many parts as because the movie's like an hour and a half. The musical's what, 2-3 hours almost?
Yeah.
You think that it would have improved the movie?
I think...
Or that this story in musical format really is what made it work?
Honestly, probably the fact that it's a musical and the different songs that they integrated and just the plot is different than the movie because they made it more realistic to the times. So it's just kind of a change of medium and a change in story that just improved the actual story.
Interessante. All right. Well, that was mine. Oh, shoot. I keep hitting my microphone. I'm so sorry.
Wow, you're so abusive to your microphone.
I'm a terrible person.
Horrible. My guess is that you have Singing in the Rain.
Wow. It's not on my list, actually, but that's one that... Man, when was the last time I saw Singing in the Rain?
O'Gorman.
Oh, probably. No, it's not on my list, though. Singing in the Rain is one of those, like, really anything, musical-wise, from back then. Just had some... You got Wizard of Oz, Singing in the Rain. Oh, shoot, what was that one? An American in Paris? I remember seeing something about that recently, but that's what I'm thinking of. But, like, those were happy movies. Even Hello, Dolly. There was a huge amount of controversy about Hello, Dolly. But before I knew about the controversy, I liked the movie. I thought it was fun, and I thought Barbra Streisand made the character seem fun. Problem was, Barbra Streisand did not fit the character whatsoever. Not saying that she didn't look old enough, because she didn't. but like she was supposed to be this motherly character who's been through all of this and everyone knows, and she looked and acted a bit like just someone who knew it all without trying, as opposed to someone who knows it all because they've lived through it for years upon years and just has all this experience, and that wasn't present in the movie. But for what the movie is, I thought it was fun to watch. Also hearing how Barbra Streisand and her, I guess by the end of the movie, love interest, how they were so, the actors themselves, Barbra Streisand, and I can't remember his name, but they were like not okay with each other. Like they would act in the scene and then immediately just ignore each other because they were not fans of each other. Or rather,
that's amazing.
It was just, little things like that are just kind of interesting. But no, Singing in the Rain, great one. What's the song? It's the not Singing in the Rain, but it's the Make 'em Laugh. Make 'em laugh,
yeah.
Make 'em laugh, make 'em laugh.
That's a really good song.
What a just genuine fun song. Oh shoot, I thought of one that I probably should have had on my list that isn't Singing in the Rain, but it's a musical. If you say it, I'll be very impressed.
Add it quickly.
What? All right, I've added it.
Add it quickly. All right, so now you have to ask me, and this is going to be your third guess.
Yeah, this will be my third guess. Your third one, I don't have to write this down. My third one is going to be for you. Oh, let's go back to shoot. Should I say something older or newer?
Most of the ones on my list are older.
Would it be saying too much to say a Pixar or something else?
There is one Pixar movie on my list.
Really? Only one?
Only one.
I'm worried that it's the same one I have.
I feel like yours is gonna be...
Don't guess yet.
I'm not going to.
Okay.
I'll guess it for my third one, and you're gonna guess it, the one that you think is mine.
Okay. Well, I'm trying to think if there's something else. Like, I don't want to guess anything, because as soon as I start guessing, I think I should just, like, the first thing I guess is going to be my answer. Like, there's no, like, is it going to be this, or is it going to be this? Because I'd love to say what else I would think, but I'll say that after we're done with this.
Wait, we could do it on the count of 3. So I'm going to guess yours, and you're going to guess mine, and we're going to do it at the same time.
Yeah, but I'm not going to say the one that I have, even though I think it might be the same. So I'm going to guess something different, but...
Okay.
Hold on.
Ready?
I'm not picking the right one. You know what mine's going to be. That's the sad thing.
I think I do, but I'm afraid I don't.
I'm just going to...
I'm between two right now. I'm between two.
All right.
But
well,
I'm gonna guess
just
with
gonna
my
say
heart.
it. All right. We'll say it at the same time. All right.
1,
2,
two,
what? 3.
3. Toy Story
Finding
3.
Nemo.
What? Was I right?
No. Actually...
Okay.
All right. I will say this. Toy Story 3 is on my list, but I was debating putting it on because I like this other one better.
Okay. So I think I might know what it is because I was between Toy Story 3 and the other one that I was guessing, but you are not close with Nemo.
That's just it. As I was like, I was going to guess this other one, but it's on my list, but I didn't want to guess it. Also, Toy Story 3 I'm kind of on the fence on because I realize now that it means something more to me because of how I grew up and how I literally followed the range of time that Andy followed, which is just, that's cool for me. When I went to college, he went to college, or when I was younger playing with things, he was younger playing with things. Like, it just happened to work out that way. And like, there aren't a lot of movies that works out with, especially in that sense. Like, unless you're like Harry Potter is the other one, but like
Yeah.
Toy Story and Harry Potter both have timelines that match the people who are watching it. Maybe Harry Potter, because in Harry Potter it did take longer technically, and also like Daniel Radcliffe and all the others, they were all aging farther into their own lives and the characters were, and that was making it tough because this is awful. Do you remember the actor for Ron Weasley?
Yeah.
Do you know what his name is? I have the internet, I could just look it up. Are you gonna guess before I look it up?
I'm gonna try my darndest. Okay, so there's Emma Watson, Daniel Radcliffe. Oh my god.
Oh,
I
God.
have no idea.
I looked it up and I'm like, ah, fuck it. I can't. Fudge. Wow, I messed up.
Rupert G? I feel like it's Rupert.
Rupert Grint.
Oh my god, I was so close.
Very impressive. Like, that was pretty good.
Oh god, okay.
What the hell?
That
What
was
is
scary.
this? I found a weird thing about... That's weird. That's super weird. I looked up Rupert Grint, and for some reason, there was, like, the next thing after Rupert Grint, when you search it on Google, it's Rupert Grint deceased, or something like that. I'm like, what? What is this fake news? So I thought that was kind of funny.
Yikes.
That, and he looks a ton like Nathan, like Justin's brother.
Justin's little brother? Yeah. That's weird.
I think that's kind of funny.
I mean, I haven't seen either of them in ages, so I wouldn't know.
But,
So, the guessing portion of this little fun bit is over. Eric,
Tom
what is...
Felton.
Oh, yeah.
Malfoy.
Eric,
Ah,
tell me, what is your first movie that you're going to do for this video? We might make it as a series of videos where we just talk about our favorite movies, so it doesn't have to be in a particular order.
all right. Well, the first one I was
kind
going
of
to say...
want to know what your Pixar one is, though.
The first one I was going to say before... here, give me a second. I'm going to... actually, no, I'm not going to worry about that. The first one I was going to say before I really thought about being a movie that makes you feel good, I just kind of took it as far as movies that I just like seeing or want to see at the current moment. The first one I was going to talk about because it's been on my mind for weeks and I need to watch it. I just haven't. It's 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Oh.
Because you're going to find a theme in the movies that I pick, I'll be honest. Because I wanted to say Interstellar at one point, but Interstellar is not exactly a feel-good movie. It's just more of a spectacle. I mean, you could probably argue that A Space Odyssey isn't, a feel-good movie either. It's more of a spectacle, but as an artistic piece in its entirety, story, cinematography, like it just, oof, that's a cool movie. And I also think it's a movie of its time where you wouldn't be able to make that movie again because... You know the scene where he's essentially traveling through some sort of interdimension when he
and the way that they made
all
that.
Those colors. That's something that looked really cool in the late 60s and 70s. But nowadays it's still cool, but it's Space Odyssey 1969 cool, whereas I'm sorry, 1968. I messed up. And it's not, you would never expect to see that in a movie today unless it was for some very specific reason. But for that time, it was just cool in the way it was. And it works today because we understand where it is in context, but you can't do that again today. Or you'd have to do something really crazy and ridiculous to make it, make audiences react the same way today that they would have back then. Is a way to look at it. But it's just feel-good movies is the problem. I think it's feel-good because it's... Actually, I have a few other things on here. It's a feel-good for me because it is a progress of humankind, maybe, which probably is also a theme I'm going to come across multiple times. I almost want to just say multiple that kind of all fit this category, but I'll do it at the end.
Okay.
But yeah, 2001: A Space Odyssey, one of the films I can always watch and just take it in. Just there.
I dig it. That's valid. So I'm gonna go up in your alley a little bit and do a movie that you wouldn't expect to be like a feel-good movie for me, but it definitely is. And this is the one that I thought you would guess when I gave you the road trip hint. Are you ready?
Go for it.
iRobot.
Really?
Yep.
I'll be honest, I forgot about that, but now that you said it, I'm like, oh, that totally makes sense.
It's one of those movies that just kind of has stuck with me, and I think I just watched it at the right age where it just is very, connected to my soul in a way.
I'll be honest, that is where Twister is a movie that sticks with me for a long time. Robot's a movie where I liked it a lot back then, but looking at it now, I'm not really that into it, to be honest.
That's valid.
It's really interesting that, like, my opinion of it, like, I don't hate the movie, but it's definitely not a movie that I, like, really look at as being like, oh, a movie I would love to watch. Like, the next time I'm going to watch that movie is probably when, what is it, 2025? Is that the predicted date on that movie? I don't remember. But, like, when that movie comes to the year that it's supposed to have taken place in, kind of like what we did with Back to the Future, I'll probably watch it then and then never watch it again.
I mean, the thing about iRobot that has really stuck with me, I think, is that it asks a lot of very philosophical questions, which I appreciate in the movie because it doesn't do it in a very heavy-handed way. It does it in a way of, like, asking a question and then letting it play out through theater for the most part. Like, you have this person who's very much against the robot agenda or whatever, and, like, this kind of... It reflects a lot of the fears that we have coming forward into an age where technology is advancing at so rapid of a pace that it's quite literally going to overtake us soon enough. And I think the 3 laws of robots is really interesting because they're all very contradictory in their nature, but also at the same time not allowing for any self-preservation of the item that is in harm's way all of the time. And it's such a fascinating way to look at philosophy and to look at morality of science and morality in general. And it's beautifully done. Like, I love Sunny the robot because it just, I don't know, it has so much heart for, like, an action dystopia movie. And then, of course, the action scenes are just, like, there for me. So
I remember one specific scene that they were talking about, that there was a scene that I saw when it was, like, CinemaSins, I think, did a video on iRobot and basically everything wrong. I love CinemaSins. Like, I love it for what it is.
Why I don't like them, but there's a reason why I don't like them.
I watch both CinemaSins and Cinema Wins, I think is the other one. But it's basically Cinema Wins came about after CinemaSins because, CinemaSins is very, like, not anti-movie, but very critical for critical's sake and for humor's sake. Like, the same thing with Red Letter Media. They make humor by over-exaggerating how bad a movie is. The issue is most people don't realize that it's an over-exaggeration of how bad it is, so they actually believe that it is that bad. And in some ways...
If I may cut in...
Go for it.
If I may. So the reason why I've kind of disavowed CinemaSins recently is I was actually watching a commentary about it, and it was like, why CinemaSins is ridiculous, and I was like, oh, what are you talking about? CinemaSins is great. And the person was basically like, CinemaSins claims to be a parody channel, but it takes all of its criticisms of a movie seriously, like the guy who makes the show takes all of the criticisms seriously and then uses the parody excuse as a way to kind of get him out of anything. It's basically his loophole. And so he makes valid criticism of certain films, but he also makes ludicrous criticisms and puts them in the same vein. And a lot of people are taking his criticisms at face value and aren't watching movies that are actually good. Which is why I don't like CinemaSins anymore.
I don't know if you can fault him for that.
Because I can't fault him, but I can also not support his channel.
That's true. I think it helps that I'm the kind of person that can look at him and his channel objectively and, like, still understand why a movie's good. Like, I saw his video, CinemaSins of The Last Jedi, and I thought there were a lot of parts in there that, number one, I wasn't a fan of Last Jedi. Well, okay. I am personally super biased. Not biased. I'm super polarized myself because there were parts that I really enjoyed and parts I really hated. And
of The Last Jedi?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm exactly the same way. I love and hate that movie so much. I've never had
such a difference in how I felt about that movie before. Like, it's so weird having such, like, a I really love this part a ton, and even a part that some people don't like. But then there are parts of it that I just like, how did this get through? Like, how... Ryan, what were you doing? Is it Ryan or Brian?
Oh, no, the director is
Ryan.
a piece of shit.
But he did...
Hello, my first swear of the podcast.
Yeah.
He's, like, awful because, this director, like, he came in late to the project, and there had already been a script that was planned for The Last Jedi, and it was really good, per rumors and all that. But then the director comes in and is like, no, I'm doing my own script. And he is a hardcore Rey Kylo Ren shipper. And I hate it so much because it doesn't make any sense. And then they ruined Luke's arc. And I just, like, I don't like a lot of things. And then so many of the things that they were throwing into the piece are super heavy-handed. Like, the whole capitalism is profiting off of war thing was the most heavy-handed freaking piece of bullshit plot I've ever come across in a big budget movie. And it was annoying because it was treating me like I was an idiot. Like, profiteering isn't that hard of a concept, but the backing moralities are something that you could actually look into and delve into through character development, which they didn't bother doing.
I think one of my... God, there's just... I could have a whole episode talking about why The Last Jedi could have been done differently. Like, I watched...
we do have a podcast.
Yeah, maybe I'll do that. I'll have to recommend a few other videos. I saw 3 videos that were all... Well, basically 3 because it's a trilogy, that basically took the prequels and made them good by doing a couple things. Instead of making the story about the world or everything, because it's hard to really know who the protagonist is of the movie sometimes. They made it all about Obi-Wan and how Obi-Wan was the one kind of turning after Qui-Gon sacrificed himself and Obi-Wan couldn't fight or wasn't strong enough to save him, and he has to worry about Anakin now, who's this new person that he has to take on. I'll link it in the description because it's a wonderful, wonderful, well-set, put-together thing that actually puts Count Dooku...
I want to watch that now. That sounds amazing.
It puts Count Dooku in a good light. And like it makes it like he understood that there was something wrong with the Force or something wrong with the Jedi Order, and he left. But he didn't leave because he went to join the Sith. He left because he had to figure something out or was trying to do something, and he had a really cool arc. And there were a few things that I disagreed about, but basically that's just my personal interpretation, how I would write or direct it. But it had a lot of really good points, and I think one of the biggest things about it is when it came to the original trilogy, George Lucas was a newer guy that people felt comfortable talking to, felt comfortable saying, you want me to do this, but I feel like my character would more do this. Let me convince you why. And George Lucas would be like, I like that. Go ahead and do that. Let's do that. You know the character probably better than I do at this point. But when the prequels came out, George Lucas was this high dude on a high pedestal that everyone bowed down to. Not because George Lucas wanted it that way, but because George Lucas made Star Wars. This is his baby. I can't say anything wrong about George Lucas. So they went with everything he said. And that was wrong. That's never how the originals were made. George Lucas was always...
the same problem with Stephen King, honestly.
He was always presenting the ideas, and then other people would take apart, kind of repurpose it, and kind of put it into something different, and then make that what was going to be put on screen. And it was a collaborative effort instead of George Lucas doing everything, kind of similar to how Rian Johnson, I think that's his name? But the director for Last Jedi, he was the director and the writer. And I'm
I don't know.
Listen.
I hate his guts a little bit.
Always a bad idea. Almost always a bad idea, except for maybe a few circumstances. I don't remember the situation with J.J. Abrams in The Force Awakens, if he wrote it and directed it, or how that worked.
But it was a collaboration.
But they did get The Empire Strikes Back, somebody on that team, to help with putting it together, which I thought was, here's a good idea, these are good things. And then we're like looking. This isn't about The Last Jedi, but like we'll make an episode about that or something. It's been done to hell, I'm sure.
We can make like a Star Wars like nostalgia thoughts episode or something.
Well, first off, I should watch the Solo movie because I still haven't done
I
that.
want to so bad, but I'm going to come back to that. So,
Yeah.
I said my movie. Eric, it's your turn. What's your second movie?
Wait, what have I said so far? I said, oh wait, you said your second movie, right?
I said my first movie.
You said iRobot, and I said Space Odyssey. And then I guessed
now
3
you're on
and
your
you guessed
second
3.
movie.
Okay, good. My second movie, woofda.
And you were worried we'd run out of time.
Yeah,
Or
well,
we wouldn't have, we'd have too much time.
Good to be prepared.
Oh my god.
I'm going to pick, God, everything I have on here is about space.
Space. Final frontier.
This is hard. All right. How about we go with 2 for both of us total, and then we'll kind of fastball are the other ones that we were thinking about to kind of be like, oh, I get that, or oh, that's really, something like that.
Okay.
Okay. Doing it live. Here we go. All right. So my next one is going to be Thor Ragnarok.
Oh, what a mood. I almost put that on because honestly, it's like my new favorite movie, but
Thor Ragnarok.
I think I need some distance before I can be like, yes, I can watch this all of the time. It's so good, though.
Well, what a just genuine, good, fun, like, easily the best Thor movie. And it's the 3rd. And it set right into Infinity War. Like, it went right into Infinity War. Like, and Infinity War is a really, I
Don't tell me anything.
God.
I still haven't seen Spider-Man Homecoming, and I have to watch that before I can go into Infinity War.
Oh, that's another good movie. Spider-Man Homecoming? Like, they're just genuine, well done, good movies. Like, the only thing maybe missing might be, like, a really, really, iconic film score. The only thing I can think of when I think Marvel is the Wakanda theme, because it's it's super easy and simple, but it's super iconic already because I get it. But that's maybe the one thing. You recognize it when you hear it, but you can't, sing it like the Star Wars theme. But Thor Ragnarok is a wonderful, wonderful movie. So was Spider-Man Homecoming. So was Infinity War, because Infinity War was just a whole bunch of stories all over the place, and they managed to make it into a practically seamless and understandable movie. Like, it's just the amount of work it would take to do that is unbelievable. Like, I'm so impressed. Like, that is a movie. Really, the whole Marvel franchise going up to Infinity War is worth someone's time to look at as someone who's getting into film, as like what to look at. Oh, wait. And the 80s theme for Thor Ragnarok. When I was on set for an 80s dance, an 80s club earlier a couple days ago, I was talking about how much I just love the 80s, and the 80s theme is so that's good.
Question.
Go for it.
Did you watch Ant-Man?
I have not watched Ant-Man.
Okay, because I wasn't planning on watching it before going into Infinity War.
Is he?
I don't think it's
Infinity
necessarily
War?
important. I don't know.
I don't think he is.
Ant-Man, low-key, high-key, the only reason I'm going to end up watching Ant-Man is so that I can watch the sequel and have that. Because the sequel looks cool.
Yeah.
But the original doesn't.
I'm excited for the next Infinity War installment and Captain Marvel.
Oh, me
That'll
too.
be fun.
I'm so excited for Captain Marvel.
Okay,
so,
you go.
Me.
Wait, no.
Okay. What?
Oh, that was me. All right, yeah.
Yes.
You go.
Okay.
We're at 53 minutes,
So,
FYI. But yeah, go ahead.
I think this is just going to be a long podcast, and our viewers are just going to have to suffer.
Oh my god.
So, okay. For your last one, can it be your Pixar one?
Well, yeah.
I want to know what it is. Okay, because then I'm going to save my Pixar one for my last one.
I'm going to spitball. Like, when we do, I've done 2, now I want you to do 2, and then we'll spitball the rest because we don't have, like, a lot of time.
Dude, I have, 10 movies on this list.
Yeah, I want to know what's something. You don't have to say all of them, but I want to tell you what all of mine are.
Okay, okay, fine. Okay, so, my second one that's on my list is Spirited Away.
I almost put that down. Like,
I put it above, like, I think it's probably my favorite Ghibli movie.
Actually, I think I just forgot to put down, a Ghibli movie. Like, have you seen When Annie Was There, I think is what it's called? It's one of the more recent ones, but I mean, Spirited Away is definitely like the big, whoa, that's a good movie. Like, it's so good. And there's so much you can do after watching it over and over again. And like, if you know about the culture and the references and understanding like where it comes from, that's a good movie.
It's very good. I was rewatching so I was rewatching and then watching a bunch of Ghibli movies, and like, let me tell you something. If you're gonna watch Grave of the Fireflies, do it alone with blanket and comfort food and plenty of Kleenexes, cause holy crap.
That crazy,
oh my god. I literally cried so much watching that movie.
Oh, I still got to see Princess Mononoke and
That's so good.
Castle in the Sky, I think. Yeah.
Howl's Moving Castle and Castle in the Sky.
Yeah, but like
Castle in
Howl's
the
Moving
Sky
Castle.
is really good. I also cried at the end of that one.
Of course. But yeah.
So yeah, that's my number 2.
All right. Those are just good movies. All right. Let me tell you what else was on my list.
Okay.
Unless you have any other guesses. You want to guess the Pixar one?
I think it's Up.
I'd forgotten about Up, actually.
Oh my god!
That's...
What is it?
I mean, it's WALL-E.
Oh my god, that's what I have!
Yeah, that's why.
That's why I didn't guess it.
I figured that's what you were going to have. Yeah, we both have
Oh my
WALL-E.
God.
I had a
We're
feeling.
literally so in sync.
Well, here's the thing. These are what I have that you'll notice. And this is why I mentioned Interstellar but didn't put it on, because I think Interstellar is a cool, fantastic movie when it, like, by looking at it, like the cinematography and the special effects are just unbelievable. Oh my gosh. But the story and some of the physics that I know, so I mean, I get the whole deal with time dilation and how that kind of hurts the movie, because they used it when it worked, but they didn't use it when it wouldn't have worked. And you can't
That's
have,
annoying.
you have to have both if you're going to do it at all. But I liked Interstellar, and I'd watch it again, but the story is kind of, it's all right. But I said Space Odyssey. I said WALL-E, another space movie. I have Star Trek Generations on here,
Oh
too.
my god, me too.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Oh my god. That's another, just like, the coming of, like, 2 franchises coming and meeting together. Actually, this relates to another thing I have written down. But, oh, god, what a... Also, it
I
has
just
one,
love that
like,
we have those 2 movies like on both of our lists.
Patrick Stewart he's a
gem.
joy in
I love him.
anything. And the whole TV series, the whole Next Generation, was better than it ever needed to be, because Patrick Stewart is a brilliant Shakespeare traditional actor. And
Well, it's
which
like
actually
he brought Shakespeare in his acting into a role that didn't need it, but benefited so much from it.
so good. And what relates
Man, I
to
need
this,
to rewatch it.
Star Trek Generations relates to 2 franchises coming together. Well, franchises. But I actually put down Doctor Who: The Day of the Doctor.
Aww.
Because that was one of my just...
adorable.
When we talked about feel good, I was thinking, wow, this is a feel good movie. Doctor Who: The Day of the Doctor, where Matt Smith and David Tennant come together to both play the Doctor. It's just everyone's joy and happiness came together and made this movie.
It's funny because I don't even consider it a movie. Like, I literally considered it an extra episode.
It kind of is, but it's long enough. I count
Yeah,
it.
no, you
It's
can count it as a movie. It's just like one of those things where I was like, I didn't think about it, but yeah. No, that's a good one.
But actually, what also kind of relates to Shakespearean things and 2 franchises kind of coming together. Have you seen David Tennant and Patrick Stewart's Hamlet from 2009?
Yes. Oh my god, I love that Hamlet.
I put that on my
Hamlet,
list.
and then the Macbeth that Patrick Stewart did.
Oh, I need to see that still.
It's so good.
But that's pretty much all the movies that I have on my list right now, because I didn't have much time to make it. But yeah,
That's valid.
those are some good freaking movies I should watch
Those
again.
are good.
All right.
Okay.
Go
Are you
for it.
ready?
Go
okay,
for it.
so On my list, besides the two that I mentioned, which is Spirited Away and I, Robot, I had Sherlock Holmes, the Robert Downey Jr. Judas
Wow.
one.
Why didn't I think of... Oh, the first one? So when we
The
talk
first
about
one-
iconic soundtracks, there
Right.
it is. Oh my god. That's Hans Zimmer's, right?
Yep, that's on. Zimmer.
Oh!
So I have that one on my list.
Although, I was... One more thing, sorry, about
yeah.
Hans
Go
Zimmer
ahead.
relating to Interstellar. I love the joke where it's just... and this is the movie where Hans Zimmer fell asleep on his organ. I love it so much. And I get it. I know it's supposed to be loud when they're launching their rockets into space. I get that. But God, that's a funny joke.
It is.
All right. But yeah. All right. Good.
Okay.
Good.
So, Sherlock Holmes, Spirited Away, Wall-E, like you, Eric. I also have Wall-E on my list, which, like, honestly, I think the thing that I value the most out of that film is the way that they use silence to tell a story. Like, that's the kind of thing that really stuck out in my mind, is the beautifulness of the silence.
Another movie where people interested in filmmaking should watch this and be like, you can make this with a movie, and understand how this works and why it works, and then incorporate it into your own movie. Find what is good, and then use it to expand the genre further. Go.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so, Mary Poppins.
Dang. Again, throwing movies out there that I totally just been like, oh, of course. Why wouldn't I think of that?
I mean, I think that's what's good about this, is that we're kind of spitballing between us these good movies, and then we're like, oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Mary Poppins. Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Wonderful. Although
That's a good one.
I don't want to be this guy, but I want to one up you. And the third movie in that installment is my favorite, because Indiana
That's
Jones
valid.
is great. Temple of Doom, I actually found out that's a prequel. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I'd rather watch Crystal Skull than Temple of Doom. So
I appreciated
that's my thing.
Temple of Doom for its makeup. I didn't appreciate it for the way it kind of womanized the main woman.
It was a movie of its time, like a lot of
Yes.
movies that have done that and that we're
But-
all sad about.
The one that you said, the third one, the
Last Crusade, right?
yes, The Last Crusade.
Whoa.
That was a very good movie as well.
Ugh. I'm sad that that's the last one, because when I saw, like, you see the riders going off into the sunset, I'm like, come back, do another one. And then they never did, until he did come back and do Crystal Skull, and we're all like, no, go
Well,
away.
I just think it's hilarious, because the reason they
too
stalled
late.
the movie so long is because they're like, we can't come up with one that's going to top, finding this cup of Jesus's blood and stuff. And then they're like, you know what we should cover? Aliens.
I mean,
and I'm like,
honestly, what's the next step?
So,
Although, I will be honest, I always kind of hate it when they find the treasure, and that's the point of the movie, but then they lose the treasure because they realize that it's more important to, stay away from this treasure and be together and save each other's lives and be friendly and family and stuff like that. I'm always kind of like, but there had to be a way to save both. Come on. And I get that's
See,
the point, but come on.
I rather would have it where it's like they do get both, like you get the family and you get the cup, but then they make the decision together to make it lost to the time, because no one should be trusted with that power.
I just
That,
thought of
I think,
another.
is a more powerful move.
I just thought of another movie that I should have mentioned that I forgot
Huh?
to.
Nah, let me finish.
I know, go ahead.
Okay, so Indiana Jones, Star Trek Generations, just like Eric.
Hey, yeah.
It's,
We matched.
It's literally
That's
a
good.
movie I think about a lot, and I don't watch it enough, but I really do enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
Ready for this?
Go for it.
The Nice Guys.
I do not know this one.
This one is a new favorite of mine. It's kind of funny how I ended up seeing it, because when I first saw the movie title, I was like, oh my god, this is going to be some awful, like, blah, 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 blah. But then, I went on a date, and we went to this movie, and it's Ryan Gosling
What is
and
Ryan
Russell
Gosling
Crowe.
doing? Oh,
It's
and Russell
Ryan
Crowe.
Gosling and Russell Crowe in a 70s action buddy cop movie.
Oh,
But-
that just looks like fun. I bet one of them
But-
suggested doing this and was just like, yeah, that'd be fun.
But it gets better. because it's a conspiracy that involves a porn star reel, government hiding car emission problems, and just Ryan Gosling being an utter tool, but in the most hilarious of ways. It's very good. And the cinematography is beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. It's one of my new favorite movies. So
all right,
that's that one.
I'll watch that.
So The Nice Guys, and then another recent one that like I just watched and I just fell in love with, Isle of Dogs.
Oh, shoot. I'd forgotten about that one. That's another movie that I want to see.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It comes out on DVD on the 17th.
I don't mean to be this guy.
I'm gonna buy it.
But is it the same people that made, like,
Wes
Wallace...
Anderson is the one who directed it.
I don't remember if he was involved with Wallace and Gromit or any of those
No.
movies. So it's totally separate.
He didn't do Wallace and Gromit. He did Fantastic Mr. Fox, The Grand Budapest Hotel.
Still need to see that.
I want to see it as well. Because I recently saw his other one, which its name escapes me. It's the one where it's like kids on an island.
Lord of the Flies?
No, I'll figure it out later.
I'm like, that's not wrong.
No. And then the last movie that I have on my list is Baby Driver.
Baby Driver. Wait, I forget this one too.
Baby Driver has what's his real name? Oh no.
This isn't the one with...
Oh no. What's his real name? All I can think of is Augustus Waters. What's his real name?
Don't remember this one.
Oh my god.
You're not thinking Ansel Elgort, John...
Yes, that's
Bernthal?
exactly who I'm thinking of. Oh my god, thank you. So it's Ansel Elgort, and he is a getaway car driver, and he doesn't want in the business.
Oh,
and
you like this guy because he was also in The Fault in Our Stars.
Oh, no, that's not at all why I like him, because well, that's a pretty good movie. It's, like, not one of my favorite stories. It's not even close to being on my list. But what I love about this movie is the way that they integrate the music of the score to the music of the film. Or, like, the cinematography of the film, rather. It's beautiful, and also, the scenes, the car chases. Oh my god, they're so good.
Alright, I'll take a look at that.
Oh, and the last one. I didn't have this on my list, but I just thought of it because of the car chases. Sorry, I mean, this should have been on my list.
Tokyo Drift.
Ready?
No? Not Need for Speed?
No. The Hitman's Bodyguard.
I do not know this one either.
It's so good.
I'm a bad cinephile.
Good. It's, oh shoot. It's the person who, is the guy in the first Marvel movie who's like, I do what I want.
Ryan Reynolds and Samuel L. Jackson. Oh
yes.
my god. Man, you're picking a lot of recent movies. Like, good on you for sticking with it.
I've fallen in love with a lot of really new movies just because I like the way that the scripts are. They're just so tight and they just work really well and it's just a lot of fun. So, yeah, those are my movies.
Cool. You know a movie that I thought of that I realized that I should have talked about?
Which one?
Kung Fu Panda 1 and 2.
Ooh.
Good.
Ooh, you're right.
And
How to Train Your Dragon.
How to Train Your Dragon 1 and 2. Wait.
Oh my god, we have so many movies to talk about.
Does Kung Fu Panda have... Is that third one out yet? That came out a while ago, right? Yeah,
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, it came out in 2016. I should watch that. I haven't heard any talk about it, so I wonder if it's any good compared to the first two. Because the first one was wonderful, and then the second one, like, completely surprised us by also being great.
Mm-hmm.
And then How to Train Your Dragon, same story. No one expected it to get that. It didn't deserve to be that good. It just was. Ugh. These are what movies are today. We have some good movies coming out, even though we've talked about how bad some TV and movies can be. Like, we got some good ones, although it is saturated. Oof. There's a lot of stuff to watch that's all pretty good.
All right, Eric.
I think we should probably call it there because we're at a minute, almost an hour, 10 minutes.
I want to do one last unit of our podcast because I always want to end with this, is our section called Just Catching Up.
Oh, man. We have so much, though.
Just give me, like, one thing that's been going on in your life. And I'll give you one thing as well.
I moved? Oh, did I talk to you about my principal role? I talked to you about that, right?
Oh, like a little bit, but not a lot.
Well, I was on a crime reenactment drama that's going to be on Investigation Discovery. And, like, I am right there. Like, I am the character. I'm kind of the reason why things go down. Like, I'm the reason things go bad. And
I'm going to ask you a very serious question.
What's up?
Do you know who the executive producer of it is?
The executive producer? No, I only knew the director.
So, while I tell you the thing that my just catching up moment, I would like you to look up who the executive producer of this show is.
Doing it.
Okay. So, while Eric is doing that, I recently got a job in my field, and I'm very excited about that. I'm going to be a pharmacy technician in training, so I get to be working in a hospital, learning about drugs, and being where I want to be, and it's, like, really exciting for me because, one, finally, I'm going to be working, and two, I get to be working, like, in my field, like, because of my major and stuff like that, and I'm going to get practical experience for when I become a doctor, hopefully, maybe, because I have to apply to medical schools, and good lord, that's scary. But yeah, that's my just catching up moment. Eric, have you found the executive producer of your show yet?
It's executive producer, yeah? Because are you sure you're looking at the right thing?
Tell me the name.
Sean Quinn?
Nope. That's not who we found.
Because I was also going to say Patrick Tallier. I think his name Tallier.
What's the show called again?
Twisted Sisters, coming out in 2019. I'm worried that you found something that isn't actually associated with this.
I have to double check.
Oh, no.
Because when Mom found it at the restaurant, you said it's a TV show? Miniseries.
Yeah. It's yeah?
Are you ready?
Go for it. Oh, wait. No, I'm dumb. It's, she's one of the Kardashians.
Khloe Kardashian.
Yeah, Khloe Kardashian. I just, that totally skipped my mind. I actually knew this.
Okay. I was wondering if you did or not.
I did. I did know this, that Khloe Kardashian was executive producer of this. And honestly, I'd kind of forgotten about it because, I mean, she wasn't there when we were actually shooting it. I was just kind of interacting with Patrick Tallier. And Tallier? He's French. God, he's a wonderful guy. It was just a really good crew. Like, shout outs to Patrick and to Kyle and to Sean. Like, man, it was good. It was very good.
I'm proud of you.
Yeah. Well, next
literally
up,
when you sent that message to me being like, yeah, I got a role, I was hanging out with my friends and I just started screaming. They're like, what? And I was like, my brother, he's doing so good. And they were like, you're a weirdo. And I was like, I just care so much.
Gee, thanks. So, well, yeah. I'm excited because now that I've done this and I've been a part of this project and it's done, it's still filming parts of it because they have a few episodes. That was one of the earlier episodes. I'm basically like ready to start submitting for agents now. I'm gonna submit on Actors Access, get all my reels on there, I have to throw a little bit of money at them too, but I'm gonna send that off, and this July we'll see if I have an agent.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for you.
It'll be a good time. But yeah, I'm talking with one of my previous film studio director persons. I'm trying to get the copy of the scenes that I was in because they were bloody brilliant. But once I get that, I'll throw it on to Actors Access and I'll be good to go. But it is an hour, 14 minutes.
It's only been 1 minute, people.
And I'm really warm right now, like it got hot in my room. I think I should probably call it.
All right.
What are you thinking?
Well, I think that's a good place to stop.
Alrighty, good. We'll get back to this real quick, because we'll actually.
Do we have any plans
stick
for
with this.
next week or the following week?
Next week, I'm going to be at Anime Expo. I'm going to be I'm volunteering at the first LP1, which is basically the first hall. I'll be volunteering there and basically busy for the entire time. So I'm not going to be able to do the podcast next week, but maybe the week after.
Me either, because I'm actually going to be at Convergence in Minnesota.
I don't.
So we're both going to be at conventions.
Yeah, we're going to be busy.
I'm going to see a bunch of cosplayers and take really good photos of them and put them online.
I'm going to make sure everyone's audio and light effects are doing well at the exhibit in the room. And I'll probably see a ton of good stuff. That, and maybe I'll try to find some creators that are also there and just say hi. Because apparently Team 4-Star is going to be there like the entire time. They're going to have their own booth. So I'm going to see if I can find the chance to come down, say hi, and honestly, low-key, find out how or when they cast for their shows, because I'm super interested in VO work for them. Because I'll be like, hey, if you guys are casting anytime, where do you post stuff? I would love to start auditioning for things if you want to find people for it, see if I can, get the ball rolling. Maybe I'll mention that. I can't even mention this, but I'm friends with one of the voice actors who's worked with Jellopocalypse, who has also worked with Team 4-Star. So I'm like, there's this connection here, and I want to get me in that VO world, man. That'll be fun.
Do it. Do the linking, the networking.
All right, we should call it though. We'll do the stuff, and then we'll meet back here. And
I wanna tell you what I'm excited about at my convention.
Oh, well, okay.
Because you said yours, and now I'm like, oh.
I did say mine.
So, Lindsay Ellis, the YouTuber extraordinaire, is going to be at Convergence, and I am super freaking pumped about this because Lindsay Ellis is basically one of my favorite commentators on YouTube for critically looking at film and movies that you wouldn't necessarily expect to be looking at, but they're so good, and I love her channel, and she's amazing, and I just I hope I get to meet her and be like, wow, thanks for being awesome. And yeah, that's what
cool.
I'm excited about. Also, I get to meet Emma Bull, who I've already met, but I get to talk to her after I've read her book, because she was my professor of fantasy, and I'm going to be like, man, you write such good words.
You're real good at the word writing.
But yeah, so that's what I'm excited about.
That's cool. I'm excited for you, because it's going to be great. And see what happens. But now we should call it, because we're at 1 hour 17 minutes. Oh, yeah.
It could be longer.
It shouldn't be longer. All right, well, there is actually one more thing. I would like to see if, number one, if we do this, we have to make the podcast less than an hour. But if we would start doing this, but also adding in an Instagram live video at the same time.
Okay.
And uploading that video to Instagram, to IGTV. Because I want to have Instagram compete with YouTube, and I think supporting IGTV is the best way to do that. So I would love to start making some content for that source. So yeah.
I think most of our podcasts are going to be under 1 hour and 30 minutes.
You can only have videos up to 1 hour long on IGTV right now is the thing.
Oh, so we're actually going to have to
So we'll be have to.
Okay, I'm going to have to force you to stay on track then, because you're the one that always gets us sidetracked.
No, maybe. I try to reel myself in by the time we reach 45, 50 minutes. But all right.
You say good words. You say some quality words.
Yeah. But yeah, that's maybe what we're going to start doing. But we will talk more. But
sounds like fun. Wait.
Oh, no.
In August, we could maybe do it at the same time.
Oh, yeah, you could be here.
In the same place. In the California.
You talked to Megan, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to come see me in LA. Hooray! So I'll see if I can be prepared for that. I'll have a nice place for you to stay. Or, I'll have, a nice place for you to... Honestly, you could just probably stay here, but this is besides the point. We need to end the podcast. But... Yeah. Thank you all so much for watching. My name is Freedy Free. Wait a minute. Did I just copy another YouTuber? I don't remember.
I don't know.
I felt like I was doing
Thank you all for coming and listening to our podcast. I have some social medias for you. Are you ready?
Wait, they'll be in the
RoughGirl21
description.
on Instagram and the Tumblrs and the Twitter that I hardly ever use. They're all going to be in the description down below. Eric, give us your social media.
It's Free on YouTube, and then Eric Free everywhere else except for Snapchat, because that's Eric Freestyle and I can't change it. Yeah.
And also, my YouTube is Nikita Loves Books.
And it's all in the description because, yeah. All right.
We try to make your life easy.
Yeah, right. Then see if I add the timestamps or not. That'll be it. Thank you all so much for watching. I said that already. I just dropped a thing on the floor. And
they're watching. They're all listening.
Listening. Well, they're watching a cool thing, maybe. All right. I'll just talk to you later. Oh, I don't remember if we had an outro thing. I should have watched my last video.
You say bye, and I'm like, bye.
All right. Well, that's what it is. Bye.
Bye. That was amazing.